suck ass. That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. West side, bad boy killers. You know who the realest is, niggas. We bring it to you. First off, fuck your bitch in the clique you claim. West side, when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player.
Yo, Full Heel Podcast. We are back. I am back at it. And right off the bat, RIP to Mean Gene Okerlund. Probably the best backstage announcer, I would say. I want to introduce my guest, Jesus Monsoon Mendez.
Yo, what's good, man?
Well, sad news about Mean Gene. So shout outs to Mean Gene.
Yeah, died today at the age of 72? 74?
76?
76?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh,
You might be right.
Yeah, he passed away today. And he was in his 70s. The last time he was on TV, I believe, was a few years ago when they did the Old School Raw.
Okay.
He was doing the interview segments.
Was it 25 years? No,
That might have been the last time. I don't remember seeing that. I don't think I could sit through 3-hour Raws. I mean, they after so much time of sitting through 3-hour Raws, they kind of just blend together.
Yeah.
But the last notable thing that I remember seeing him doing with WWE was that Old School Raw a couple years back, and he was doing the interview segments. He looked good. He looked like he was going strong. But
70's pretty old.
yeah, and
Was he a big partier?
yeah, he was. Tony Schiavone from WCW Nitro on his podcast always talks about what a big partier Mean Gene was, and how at one point he legitimately needed a new kidney, which he did eventually get.
My memories of Mean Gene are, I guess, just before I might have even been born, when him and Hogan. No, I was born. I was super young when him and Hogan tagged. I guess was his most memorable and probably his best time.
Mean Gene and
Yeah, didn't they have a match?
Mean Gene
One
and,
time?
and Hogan.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't
Maybe-
really. It wasn't really a match. It was. I
maybe
think
in-
Mean Gene was just in the corner, and he was in his fucking underwear. It was a match.
I don't remember that.
No.
No,
Am I just really high?
I think so.
No, dude. I'm pretty sure this happened.
I think Mean Gene probably got in the ring at some point in his career, but I only remember him ever doing announcing, interviews.
See, there was this one time where he was the Hulkamaniacs trainee, and Hulk Hogan was. I'm not crazy. This happened, and they got in the ring. See, Hulkamania. There was like a whole gimmick. I wish I would have watched it before this, but like I said, he died, and died today. He got announced in the morning and got out of work. See, look.
Yeah. Okay.
See?
Yeah. You're right.
This
Holy
is
shit.
what I remember. This I don't remember where I saw it, and I was like, "What? Mean Gene tagged with Hogan one time?" It was like a one-off match, and this was before Hogan went to WCW.
Yeah, this was in the middle of Hulkamania.
Yeah, this is in the midst of Hulkamania. Like this is why I would say this is probably some of Mean Gene's most beloved times, tagging with the Hulkster.
Yeah.
But that definitely happened.
No, it did. I see. You think I know everything, but
You know a lot more than me.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, see, look, there's an awesome picture of them two, of them two side by side.
You should post that.
I could post it right. I could probably bring up the image. I wish I had a producer. If I had a producer,
Yeah,
he would be able to bring up the image right next to it.
but yeah, I also remember his work in WCW, also doing announcing and as well as interviews. He's got that iconic voice, very very synonymous with professional wrestling.
And that line too. Everyone always says it. It's either "Let me tell you something, brother," or "Let me tell you something, Mean Gene."
Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah.
Well, you know something, Mean Gene.
Yeah, that, like Those are some of the best promos.
Between that and Iron Sheik calling him a Jew businessman.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. I didn't know about that. So.
Yeah, he would call him Gene Mean, and which I think Chris Jericho did too in WCW, and he would call him a Jew businessman
As well?
Yeah, which is the Iron Sheik, which is hilarious.
I retweeted the Iron Sheik's thing today about Mean Gene and how he put him over the best. That no one would ever be able to put him over better than Mean Gene. And
yeah.
Rest in peace. And if you want, I don't know if you want me to, but I'm a fan of WWE. I'm going to read it. I'm a fan of WWE, and I'm a fan of comedy. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And I retweeted Ari's tweet. Ari had a pretty fucked up tweet about Mean Gene. You want me to read it?
Yeah, let's see what do you have to say.
All right, one second. Let me bring it up. And I apologize to all the Mean Gene fans. This is Ari, the comedian Ari. For those of you who don't know who Ari Shaffir is probably like one of the fucking not raunchiest, but like he'll say whatever the fuck he wants. He doesn't care, and he doesn't hold back.
Yeah.
He's gone into stores, dressed as a KKK guy in Southern California. There's a lot of black people. I think in Compton. I don't know if that's in Southern California. I don't think it is. I think it's like in the
No, I think that's Southern Cal.
Okay, so he's gone into Compton. He's picked up Mexicans. Like he's done all this. He's picked up Mexicans in a pickup truck from the Home Depot. Yeah. And then pretend to he's taking them to INS office, and then outside, and he yells, "Hey, illegals!" and they all run out.
Holy shit!
Like he's not really taking them to get deported,
right? No, but it's
all in comedy.
It's like a shock.
Yes.
Comedy.
He was doing shock comedy to begin with, and then eventually became a very, very famous stand-up comedian, and he does very, very, I guess, shock comedy as well. He'll say whatever he wants to say. This is his tweet. Mean Gene Okerlund was a true American pussy. He never wrestled, not once. He knew it was fake, but he was still too scared. The only real tie he had to wrestling was all the coke he sold to Iron Sheik. Final record 0-0, burn in hell, coward.
Jesus.
Like I said, this is Ari being a comedian. This is him trying to get retweets. This is just him. Like it came into his head and he retweeted it, and that's what he does. He has no filter, and that's Ari.
Yeah.
People aren't going to understand it. They're not going to get it. I like comedy, and I like WWE. So, I give it a pass. It is...
I mean, I see what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
It was definitely like a shock.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
And it's counterculture. Ari is counterculture. Right now, Mean Gene died. Everyone's R.I.P., 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 R.I.P. Yeah. Ari sees that. Boom. He does the opposite.
Yeah.
He wants to get a reaction,
and I totally respect that. I respect any most counterculture things.
Mm-hmm. And he put a joke in it.
Yeah,
with the coke selling a tire.
Yeah, that's hilarious, and it might be true.
Yeah, it might be true, 100% true. That's why I asked you about him partying earlier. I'm like, does Mean Gene party? And you're like, yeah, he did.
Yeah. And then Mean Gene was also in a commercial as recent as last year with Kevin Hart when they were doing the Sprite spots. Is that what it was? Sprite?
Yeah, I don't remember the commercials, but the commercials that Kevin Hart was doing were with Sprite.
Yeah, where Kevin Hart was cutting an 80s style wrestling promo, and Mean Gene was interviewing him.
Okay, now I kind of vaguely remember.
Yeah, so that was the last. That was one of the last things I saw Mean Gene in.
He was looking pretty old and saggy.
But he could still do it.
Yeah, oh yeah, his voice was still there. He wasn't he wasn't gone.
Yeah, no, he could still do it.
What was he doing?
Probably just living life, retired.
Was he he wasn't commentating or not?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't doing anything. He was probably doing the occasional network spot, WWE network spot, where he would be a talking head on one thing or the other, but other than that, I don't think he was actually doing anything full time.
It sucks. Well, he was old. you know, you gotta step aside and let other people take over.
No, I'm sure he didn't need the money either.
Yeah, I think he was doing not Comic Cons, but Wrestle Cons and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, he might have been doing the.
Because I had read
convention
people
rounds.
said that fuck, I was gonna meet him next month, and now they can't meet him because well, he passed. So
Yeah, I do think he was doing the convention rounds.
yeah. Well, anything else on him?
Definitely the iconic voice of the last couple decades as far as wrestling goes. You know, he was the voice of the WWE. He was the voice of WCW, and he's not there on his own, but he's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling.
Yeah, yeah. He's in one of the wings for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. R.I.P. Mean Gene, but can't keep this show sad, which it wasn't. We weren't talking about sad stuff. But how was your New Year?
It was good. It was okay. Didn't really do much. New Year's is a regular day for me. I'm not that type to go out and do shit. Like for me, the new year actually starts after Christmas. It's like, okay, so just wait out the next 365 days or what have you until we get back to Christmas. Yeah. What about you?
I guess look, I didn't do anything for New Year's. The family was over. We ordered pizzas. My parents made more tamales. Christmas was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Christmas was fun. I got a badass gift. You guys can see. I got a kick-ass Black Panther helmet.
Yeah, that thing's pretty badass.
Yeah, so my nephew got me that Black Panther helmet, and I got some other stuff. I got like some clothes, and yeah, I can't remember everything, but got Tom Segura tickets.
Nice.
Which leads me to the next thing. You got me for Christmas. I didn't get you shit. I feel bad now because you got me Raw tickets for the house show the next day. So did they have Raw? They did not have Raw Monday, Tuesday here, did they? I don't know how that went down. It was only the holiday. It was a holiday tour.
It was a holiday tour. They were live events. So that a week ago today, Wednesday.
Yeah.
The day after. Was it the day after Christmas? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the day after Christmas.
Yeah, because I hit you up on Christmas to come do the show.
Right, and I was all down for it.
And then you're like, why don't we just go to the WWE show instead?
Because I got tickets as a Christmas present. And so I let you know.
Yeah.
And the next day we went. It was at the Allstate Arena. It was the SmackDown crew. And then that was on Wednesday. And then on Saturday at the United Center, which is the Allstate Arena, even though they'll say that they're live from Chicago, is actually in Rosemont, Illinois.
Yeah.
Which is a suburb. It's by the
45
airport.
minutes away.
Yeah, 45
Even
minutes away
without
from
traffic.
Chicago.
Like half an hour without traffic, maybe.
But the United Center, that's where the Chicago Bulls play.
Mm-hmm.
That's near the South Loop. It's very near to the South Loop, which is in a very centralized area of the city, and so it's bigger. It's easier to get to. It's less travel. And the Raw crew had their house show on that Saturday at the United Center. But we went to the Wednesday one at the All-Star.
So they had it Saturday? Raw had it Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. So we missed the Raw one, which I guess it really doesn't matter because they switch rosters all the time. I've never been to a SmackDown show, and that was a SmackDown house show.
It was almost the same thing, but it sounds to me like the SmackDown one was the better show.
Well,
they had a cage match too.
Yeah, it was Seth, wasn't it?
It was Dean. I think it was Dean versus Elias.
Okay.
In a cage match.
Well, Raw has been sucking in comparison to SmackDown Live.
Yeah.
They were both doing really bad. We'll get to that. I guess we can get to that right now. But the house show.
Well, to me, it seems like SmackDown has the more an enticing roster. Mm-hmm. They have a better all-around roster. Even though AJ wasn't there, I think what we got was still way better than what Raw got.
Yeah, we've been to a couple, maybe like 3 Raws now, a couple house shows for Christmas, and now this one as well. And I gotta say, out of all of them, this has probably been the maybe the best.
Everything,
It's definitely up there.
With everything combined that we've been to, I think this is probably one of the more standout ones. Along with the NXT one, the takeover.
Yeah, actually, you might be right on that one.
Backlash.
But see, we didn't go to that one. Me and my brother went to that one.
Yeah, then me and my brother
Yeah,
went
you and
to
your brother went to that one.
Yeah.
Because you guys had already gotten tickets, and then I'm like, all right, well, me and Drizzle just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you might be right. That one might be the best one in terms of the matches and everything.
Yeah. So I rank it pretty high as far as all the shows combined that we've ever been to.
Yeah, especially for just being a house show.
Yeah.
Definitely. The crowd reactions that Mustafa Ali got were ridiculous. I can see the push. I can see why he's on SmackDown.
Man, remember I kept telling you they should just pull the trigger and give him the belt.
Yeah, you kept saying it.
The main event on that house show was Daniel Bryan, the Miz, and Mustafa Ali for the championship in a cage match, triple threat cage match. And whenever Mustafa Ali would tease leaving the cage in any way, shape, or form, like the place would erupt.
Yeah, dude, it was ridiculous.
I had never seen it like that.
It's kind of like almost the same thing as being in a comedy show. You want to laugh more when everyone in the room is laughing along with something that you think is funny as well.
Yeah.
You want to cheer along more, and you want to be surprised more when the whole fucking arena is all like, yeah, cheering at the same time, and like, yeah, and you kind of feel it build. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Especially it being a house show and them not artificially adding the effects. Because I think sometimes they add the cheers.
Oh, absolutely.
And the lights,
Absolutely.
yeah, and the flashes. They add that stuff. You were even saying that sometimes they even pump in the CM Punk chants themselves to get the crowd doing
They've done it before. But, yeah, I had never heard of that kind of crowd eruption at a WWE show.
Have you ever been in a... Have you ever been in a CM Punk chant that was merited, where he was there?
Yeah, I was there for the Money in the Bank, where actually, yeah, that was actually one of the loudest crowd pops I ever heard when he came out in 2011 to main event Money in the Bank against John Cena, and the story was that he was going to win the title and his contract was up and he was going to leave with the title.
Mm-hmm. I got to, after being in so many Raws and house shows where they're CM Punking and I would turn to him and be like, why the fuck are they doing it? He's not coming out. And
well, at this point, it's a troll tactic.
Yeah, but I finally got to be a part of one at UFC 225. I got to be a part of a CM Punk chant. It was pretty cool. It was actually merited. He came out, got his ass beat.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to chant CM Punk. Even my nephew, never watching a CM Punk match, got into it too because the whole arena was CM Punk.
Yeah, and I'm sure for a brief moment there was a collective belief that maybe, just maybe, he was going to pull it off.
For 2 seconds, and then you saw what he was coming with, and you're like, yeah.
And then they started the fight.
Yeah, then they started the fight, and you realize then all that hope went out the window.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But just like that, there was a collective belief that they were just maybe going to pull the trigger on Mustafa Ali leaving with the belt, which in my opinion they should have done. It could have been a neat little experiment where he won it and then he would hand it back the next week.
Yeah,
in a rematch.
I think the reason we enjoyed the event so much was because it was wrestling. There was not a lot of bullshit talking. There wasn't stupid bullshit
there wasn't
promos.
any filler.
Yeah, no fillers. It sucks because we missed one of the matches. Thanks a lot, WWE.
So there was a unannounced main event because you would think the main event is the freaking cage match.
Yeah.
But there was an unannounced main event a triple threat match for the women's title.
Yeah.
And as we were leaving too, I was thinking, we how come we didn't see a women's title match? I would have thought.
See, and here, WWE, you pieces of shit.
But they didn't
got us
announce
good.
it. They didn't announce it.
Yeah, they got us good. So you would think a cage match would be the final match, especially it's the Daniel Bryan versus fucking The Miz versus Mustafa Ali in a match that got the crowd's attention. Like that's the match that got the highest out of the 2.5 hours we were there. It got the highest cheers.
Yeah.
And then they turn on the lights when the match is over.
Yeah.
The lights come on. That means go home, fuckers.
Yeah, everybody was filing out, and then I guess they waited until everybody was gone, and then they put on a main event of
a triple threat.
Yeah,
women's.
Asuka,
Yeah. Becky Lynch and Charlotte.
Yeah, triple threat women's title match.
Yeah. I actually want to see that match.
I would have wanted to see it, but I don't
know how I feel. Like it's not like we left on a bad note or anything. It was a good match, but I wish we would have seen that match, and I wish WWE wouldn't have turned on the fucking lights.
Yeah. Yeah. They because throughout the entirety of the show, they didn't bring up the lights at all for any reason.
Not for intermission. You thought there was going to be an intermission, and it wasn't at all.
But then they bring up the lights, and then it's like, okay, time to go. Like for anybody who's ever been to any sporting event, they'll bring up the lights at the stadium that you're at.
Yep.
Unless you're like at an outdoor stadium.
And thanks to your brother, thank him for getting us the tickets.
Yeah. Yeah.
And thanks to that lady that.
Oh yeah, our seats got upgraded.
Yeah, we were in section 202, and some lady came up to us, and she's like, "How many are in your party?" And I wanted to be, I not that I wanted to be, but I was like, "You piece of shit, Jesus! These are fake tickets." Or like they're gonna check our tickets or something. And then I'm like 2, or Jesus said 2. I don't know.
Oh well, we got there and we had an entire aisle to ourselves.
Yeah, like
an entire row to ourselves. There was nobody there. It was a very empty show, which I liked.
Yeah, and she's like, "How many are in your party?" And we're like 2. She's like, "Do you guys want better seats?" And we're like, "Yeah." And then she gave us better tickets, and then we went a whole section down.
Yeah. I wouldn't have cared either way. I thought they were good seats either way.
Yeah, they were good seats either way, but we got better.
And then
seats.
we had a whole aisle to ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And I don't remember anyone being assholes or jackasses.
No,
I had a seat to my left too, open, so I could stretch out my legs, let my nuts breathe.
It was mostly that crowd isn't the asshole smart crowd. That was the family day after Christmas. Everybody got this. Most people there probably got this as a gift for their family.
We've been to but I've been to like this is like the 3rd year in a row that I've been to a WWE show.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
Yeah.
In the big house show.
I remember we went to that really shitty one where
we're on the. I guess we're on the right hand side.
Yeah, way at the top.
We're looking at the Titantron on the right hand side, all the way at the top.
Yeah.
It was the Chicago Street Fight match. Roman and Sheamus. Sheamus was champion.
Yeah. That was pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Not too memorable of a night. Might have been because it might have been my first WWE event.
Right.
But we need to go in March. There's going to be one in March.
Yeah.
Juice.
That's a Raw.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the Raw before WrestleMania.
Could be.
They always come back in March.
Mm-hmm. So I got a couple questions for you. Do you believe so a couple weeks ago, right before the New Year show, or a couple weeks ago, McMahon came out and Stephanie came out and Triple H came out, Shane came out, and they said they're taking the reins back on both shows, and they're going to change the WWE, and they're going to make it what the fans want, because they kind of acknowledge the fact that they're losing ratings. And they've been acknowledging it with promos from wrestlers as well. Seth cut a promo on it. I forgot who else cut a promo on it that talked about it. But they've been mentioning their lower ratings. And do you believe, or have you seen any changes in these past, 2 weeks that they've said they were going to change anything?
No.
No.
The Raw that just went, the New Year's Eve Raw.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, it sucked. But that's par for the course, because right now they know nobody's gonna be tuning in, especially if New Year's Eve falls on a Monday night. Mm-hmm. They know nobody's gonna be tuning in. And I don't know if you remember, but back around like late August, maybe I don't know if we recorded anything during September, but I know during late August, I probably brought up that the ratings were going to go down, because they typically go down during fall, because people have the other option of Monday Night Football to go to.
Yeah.
So WWE knows that there's not a whole lot they can do to combat that.
Well, this week they came with the steel cage match starting off the night, but it wasn't even that great of a steel cage match.
Yeah, it wasn't. But where I'm going with this is they know that this period of time, the fall winter period of time, up until January leading into the Royal Rumble, it's a slow period for them. So of course that's gonna suck. Mm-hmm. From probably next week's Raw onward, they're gonna start the build to Royal Rumble, but more importantly the build to WrestleMania. So we'll get a little bit better. And you know that they're starting that because John Cena is back. That's one of the signs that they're starting that WrestleMania build. But I don't believe that things are going to get any better. I mean, it's going to be the same thing that it is every year. It's going to be a hot period between the New Year and WrestleMania. Then it's going to come down to a little bit of a simmer throughout the summer.
But they said they're going to let the fans decide from now on.
Yeah. I still believe that Vince, it's a show mostly for Vince, mm-hmm. and he's gonna dictate what goes over and what doesn't.
He's been on there the past 2-3 weeks.
But also the reason that in my opinion that these past couple of Raws have been so bad is, believe it or not, the lack of Roman Reigns. They built a lot around Roman. Mm-hmm. And
everything.
And I think you're starting to see the cracks in that mindset of you have this one guy and we're gonna build around him.
Yeah.
Because then you have all these external variables where it's like things that might happen but usually never do. But in this case, something that might happen and would normally not happen.
Worst case scenario?
Yeah, worst case scenario kind of thing.
Just to, summarize.
Right. You have a worst case scenario, which usually doesn't happen, but in this case it did. Roman unfortunately got sick. Mm-hmm. And now the one guy that they built everything around is gone. So that whole thing is just out the window. Now they're scrambling. And when you don't have any other ideas because all of your ideas are building around this one person, it's going to start showing in shitty.
And it is.
In a shitty product.
And it is.
Yeah.
Who do you think they're building? Who do you think they're going to try to toss the ball to next? Because Strowman got some kind of surgery. They're trying to pass it off as elbow surgery. I don't know exactly what it is. Brock is the champion right now. He re-signed with them. But I still think he's going to fight DC, or try to at least.
I think we'll see him
continue to carry the torch?
with UFC at some capacity.
Do you think they push Seth? McIntyre seems to be getting a push right now.
McIntyre was getting a push. I think that they shouldn't have let Ziggler pin him. Mm-hmm. I think that really debilitated that push.
Yeah,
but he was getting a really strong push.
Because I hear Ziggler might be out. Like I hear he might not sign his contract. He's on a year-by-year contract.
I wouldn't blame him. Mm-hmm. But I think now I've always said this about him. He's damaged goods. He needs so much rehabilitation as far as a character goes. But I think if he were to go to like Impact Wrestling or All Elite Wrestling, somewhere else, they could do something with
jumping
him.
the gun, bro. I was gonna ask you about that.
They could do something with him now.
Yeah.
I don't think his character is as damaged goods as it was before.
He's definitely made it a little bit better. Going the heel route. He's not a face. It's hard for him to play face. And be taken serious.
And unfortunately, Finn is falling into that category of damaged goods.
Yeah. To me, it's going to depend on what this initial little push is going to go with. If they go with him and put the title on him, who knows? If they kind of give him the initial push, put him in the picture again, and then put him in another losing streak as they keep on doing, he's going to be put in that same Intercontinental Championship / Dolph Ziggler picture where he's going to have to either go back to New Japan or join All Elite Wrestling.
For now, I think they need to have a couple of guys that are that top tier main event level kind of thing where you have a couple guys just going after the title, and you have one title holder that's not Brock. I think it does. I think it really takes away from the product when you have a champion and you have something for these main event people to go after, but it's not there every week. It really takes a lot away from what
defending the universe, bro. How many times do I gotta tell you?
It really takes away from the product and the potential of what it could be.
Yeah.
So I think they need to get rid of Brock altogether. If Brock isn't gonna be there every week,
Brock needs to commit or go to the UFC.
Exactly. Thank you. But I think they need to focus on Dean, on Seth, and on Drew as those three guys. If you get a fourth guy in there,
Finn.
that's not Baron Corbin.
Yeah. Why is Baron still wearing the suit?
Yeah, I know.
He's not corporate Baron anymore, but he's still wearing the suit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe put Dolph in that main event spotlight. Make him the champion somehow.
Yeah.
But more than likely, it'll be Braun.
I wonder how long it take. It shouldn't take for him that long to come back.
No, I think he actually just needed his elbow scoped.
Just cleaned out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he actually needed any kind of surgery. I could be wrong on that, though.
Women's Tag Team Championships announced.
Yeah. It's about time.
For Christmas, they were announced that they're going to be a real thing. I think they're going to be for both shows, though. I think whoever the champions are going to face, they get to jump shows.
I like that.
Because unless they're going to unveil 2 sets of belts, which eventually they might have to if they build a roster as big as they do the guys. They have 3 hours. They can do it. I'm not saying they should.
I'm thinking about this, but they do. They have 2 women's title belts already. Maybe they do actually go that route of 2 separate.
Which I think they do. They might. Especially,
but I don't hate the idea of having, one set of champions and they go to either Raw or SmackDown.
I think that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because I don't see why there would be a conflict.
Right, and it's not. I don't know that you have enough women's tag teams.
Not yet.
Yeah.
They need to build those divisions. Not only that, they need to build the roster. I think they have them. They just haven't brought them up in any capacity.
Yeah.
Or showcased them. Besides the Mae Young Classic, which, unless you're a wrestling fan, you didn't watch.
That's true. Because that's one of those things that you have to go out of your way to watch. I mean, eventually they're probably going to have like a women's show, kind of like 205 Live. So, but then that leaves the question of like, what do you do with your 2 champions? You would need to have both champions against each other, and then there's only one. And You kind of have your own women's division. It's its own separate thing. You can still showcase them on Raw and SmackDown and build angles on there, but the main thing is the women's only show.
Because they also have a...
I mean, they did Evolution.
Yeah. Because now they also do have a UK title as well. The women.
For NXT UK?
Yeah. Is it only NXT though? Because the European title was first, remember, just for the European tournament thing, and then it was only the European side that had it. And now this motherfucker's been defending it on NXT though. He hasn't lost it. Pete Dunne, but he's defended it on NXT, so it's a title on there.
Yeah.
He had a match against Ricochet where it was title versus title. Whoever won was going to be a double champion, and then what's his name from Alex? No, not Alex. Adam Cole. Adam Cole interfered because he was the first U.S. champion.
Yeah.
And he didn't want that to happen, and then that kind of got nixed. It hasn't been brought up again, right. But he has defended it on NXT, and it was.
Well, I think
thing.
That sounds more of like kind of like one of those special attraction matches. I don't think that was a thing. It seems to me like they have their NXT UK.
Well, now it's
division.
A brand.
Yeah, that's its own thing. Is what it seems like.
So is Toni Storm not coming over? And that other chick, oh, she's so hot. She was in season 1 of Mae Young Classic. I think she might have been in season 2 as well. Forget her name, but she's the heel chick that's the champion right now.
I'm drawing a blank.
It's not Toni Storm.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, Toni Storm's fucking hot. She's not heel though.
Well, that all depends on their need for talent for women. It depends. Do they need all that extra talent, or are they good with what they have right now?
I like how we're discussing it like it's a sanctioned thing and they can't do it. They get to do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, at the end of the day, it's true.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they can do whatever the fuck they want and just be like, we're folding NXT UK into NXT, and the championships are just the NXT championships now.
Well, unfortunately, that's probably what's going to happen over time.
Yeah, I think it's once the UK roster gets big enough, they're gonna be like, why don't we just fold it into NXT? And then they're gonna be like, well, let's just have a 2-hour show then. And then
a fucking 3-hour show.
Yeah, and then let's add unnecessary vignettes.
Oh man.
I hope that doesn't happen, but yeah. WWE.
I think as long as Triple H is overseeing it.
Triple H?
Yeah. He won't let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's actually doing a really good job with those brands. And I think he needs to focus on the backstage stuff and stay out of the ring.
He can still do it, bro. Even though he tore his pec.
I don't think he can do it.
Up. Did they just kind of die? That those plans just die with him and Undertaker and Shawn and...
Yeah, it's funny because I would have thought Undertaker would have come out of that injured.
Yeah, right. Him being the fucking super old dude.
Yeah, he's got a replacement hip.
Mm-hmm. Tell me what you know about All Elite Wrestling, brother. If anything, I don't know. I don't know what you know. I don't know about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know too much about it. I know it's been rumored coming out of All In.
Mm-hmm.
So it's with Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks. They're the ones bankrolling this thing. They're the ones who are going to be promoting on it. Presumably they will be.
Isn't it Cody? Don't call me Rhodes though.
Yeah.
Because can he get sued?
He can't use.
Because that's not his real name, right?
No, it's not. I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it is his name. I think.
I don't know why he doesn't just legally change his name.
To Cody Rhodes?
Yeah.
And then just big F you to WWE?
Yeah. Because then he could use it. Then he can go to court and fight for the trademark. Because he can say, that's my fucking name. But it's bankrolled with him and the Young Bucks, who are the Elite.
Mm-hmm.
from New Japan, and
So
that's really all I know. But I mean, it's good. It's good that there's going to be one more outlet so that more guys can have exposure. You know, more people, not just guys,
Yeah.
girls. More people can have exposure to what they do in the ring, and you know, now WWE is not the only option. Now you don't have to go to Japan. You can stay in the U.S. and go work for All Elite, Ring of Honor.
is this a place where we're going to see WWE/New Japan talent on U.S. soil?
that are no longer under contract.
Yes, with
Yeah.
with either one.
Yeah, definitely. Up and coming and former talent.
Ring of Honor lets their guys float, right? And TNA does too, because they kind
Because
of have
they
no
have
choice.
agreements.
Yeah, because
They have agreements with other promotions.
I wonder if the other promotion is going to be like, well, you can't have agreements with All Elite Wrestling. I wonder if they're going to try to blockade these guys in any way.
At some point, you have to.
When they get too big.
I think Impact does it where you can go to certain places, but you can't be on TV.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's funny because it's happening in WWE or not WWE, UFC right now, or in MMA, in the world of MMA.
Yeah.
So UFC has been the top leader forever. Let's just call them WWE. You have Bellator, which has been your WCW for a while now. But you had Strikeforce that was nipping at the toes before, and they had a lot of talent. UFC shut them down.
Right.
Bellator's been going strong for a while now. They've been picking up all the talent that UFC's been letting go, and they've been building a roster. They've been having tournaments. They do things a little bit differently. And I've actually been to a couple of their shows, so they're not bad. They're a good number 2. But now you have ONE FC as well that's doing the same thing. They're picking up a bunch of WWE talent, UFC talent that's being let go. So they picked up they did a trade with UFC. I don't know if you heard about that. The UFC traded. This is the first time ever that kind of what they did was ONE FC had Ben Askren, undefeated wrestler. No one can stop his wrestling. Champion at 170, retired. Mighty Mouse kind of was a champion of that division. They wanted to close it out at 125 because it doesn't draw.
Yeah.
So what they did is they're going to trade Mighty Mouse, or they traded Mighty Mouse to ONE FC for Ben Askren to come to the UFC. First time ever they did a trade. And it kind of gave validity to ONE FC by being like, oh, okay, you got talent that we want. Here's the first ever trade that UFC is going to do. It's going to be ONE FC. They did that. ONE FC just signed with Turner Sports. They're going to be on their streaming service, and they're going to have stuff on TBS. They're going to have fights on TBS.
Right.
They're going to have a streaming service with TBS as well. Misha Tate is a vice president for their branch here in the United States, I believe it is. They have veteran fighters as commentators, like like retired fighters as commentators.
Yeah.
And they're picking up a lot of talent that the UFC is dropping, and like good talent. And you kind of have the same thing happening in both areas, and more competition is better for everybody. Look what happened with WWE and WCW in the Monday Night Wars. And this is kind of what it's reminding me of, but 20 years later?
Yeah. Yeah,
History,
20 years
history
later,
repeats
but
itself.
in a not so different media.
Yeah.
with UFC.
Mm-hmm.
With MMA, I mean.
Yeah. And you have UFC guys going and taking over in Bellator and being like, you know who I am, and you know why I'm here for the belt. Like Gegard just got injured. He's out for the fight. For those of you guys that want to see him, he's not gonna fight. He got his back injured, so he's out with that again from defending his belt against Lovato. So yeah, that's been happening. I guess we can move along from that because we don't have much more news on the All Elite. But I kind of compared it to what's going on. You know, it's a comparison. That's what's going on in the pro wrestling world and MMA world. They're both seeing rival promotions gaining steam and gaining traction.
And when that happens, I think everyone involved needs to really step up their game.
We need to step up our game. You need to come more so we can do this.
Well, I can now.
Good, because I thought you were ghosting me, bro. You're like, I got diarrhea. I can't come. I'm shitting my brains out, and I'm like, yeah, okay, bro.
No, I can now.
So we can do more of these and talk more wrestling. So I want to go over UFC 232. I don't know if you saw it this weekend.
I didn't see it, but I always
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go over it, and you won't have to sit there silently. So UFC 232 was John Bones Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson, part 2, which is probably the rematch of one of the greatest fights I can remember. So do you know the whole circus that's been going on with John Bones Jones?
Yeah, I have followed that pretty extensively. It goes back ways now at this point.
So it goes back ways. So for those of you guys that don't know, he was scheduled to fight Gustafsson. A week and a half before the fight, he tested positive again for picograms of oral turinabol, which the Nevada Athletic State Commission said we will not sanction this fight. So they moved it to California. The reasoning behind Nevada not wanting to sanction the fight was because they wanted to have a hearing to discuss why the picograms were so high. Because they're higher than what previously was tested.
Yeah.
They're higher than what was previously tested in August, because now there's tests that are coming out that in August and September, John Jones tested for picograms. But this one that just happened is higher than those. So Nevada's like, hey, wait a minute. You know what? We need to have a hearing about this. We can't sanction John because we don't know what the fuck's going on with this. We need to know what's going on before we can sanction him. But guess what? A lot of people are on vacation. And that's not them trying to get out of anything. Nevada doesn't want to lose these fucking millions of dollars. They don't want to lose all this money, but they don't also want to sanction someone that they believe is cheating.
Right.
So they did not sanction the fight. They did not sanction John, which the whole event could still go on. And UFC's fucked for fucking moving the whole everything and making everyone lose money and making everyone inconvenience themselves, because we had a history-making match. We didn't know if it was going to happen or not, but still, they did not promote it. They did not talk about it that much. We had Amanda Nunes going for 2 belts. Third ever person, first ever female to try to do it, to try to stop Cyborg. I didn't think so. No one thought it was going to happen, and she did it. She stopped Cyborg and knocked her out and became the first ever female to win 2 belts, cementing herself as the greatest woman champion of all time. But because of John Jones, we moved the whole card to fucking California. Because John Jones. And look, I'm a John Jones fan. I love John Jones. I think he's the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. But when is enough enough?
Well,
when are we done with this?
This is not the first time that he has fucked the UFC
exactly.
like this.
And I'm not saying, oh, well, he's on steroids, fuck him, I'm not going to watch him fight. Look, I'm not saying that that's the only reason he's the best of all time. But can we stop with the bullshit? Like, it's either him trying to cover it up, or the UFC trying to cover it up, or it's dick pills, or it's him hitting someone and fucking breaking their arms and running. Like, I know that's not breaking the athletic commission rules, but that's breaking morality rules. Like, that's just being a fucking dick face.
Yeah.
When you hit someone, run away, and maybe he didn't know she was pregnant. Still, it was a female. He hit her, took off, and then came back for money, and I think to take his weed too, so they wouldn't fuck with him. Like, that's a shitty person. Not even for the steroids, you know, that could be like whatever, you know. Some people see it as cheating, and it is cheating, and people could see it as a morality issue there as well.
Well, no, it's definitely sketchy.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's on a different level than hitting a fucking person and taking off just like that. That's fucked up. And then we give him a pass for that. And then he continues to cheat. And then it's like, okay, well, it was the dick pills. And then again.
Yeah.
And again.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, he's a repeat offender. And why is he still, why is he given all these opportunities?
And they want to say it's a pulsing effect from something that he's taken before. Okay. First time, dick pill, right? That's what they said it was.
Yeah.
So it's in there. I think that was 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a while ago.
It was a while ago. And then the second time he popped, wait, I don't know if because he popped for the dick pill, and then I don't know how many times he's popped because it's been so many already. But the one that he did after he knocked out DC, that he popped for, was he was trying to prove that it was a tainted supplement. He never proved it was a tainted supplement.
I do remember that he was going to try to prove it. He was going to appeal that, and nothing ever really came of that.
Yeah. So now what they're trying to hit us with is the pulsing effect from a substance that he had taken in the past. If it was the tainted supplement, it had to be trace amounts. There's no way. I'm not a fucking... Look, this is just how it looks like to me. And I'm not a fucking expert or anything. I'm just speculating. But if it was a tainted supplement, that means there was trace amounts in it. How can it be a pulsing effect from those tainted supplements over 18 months ago when it was a trace amount?
That's what I was going to say. Like, how long... What are you taking that's staying in your body for that long?
He was doing something big. Like, not big, but he was taking a whole full dose. Maybe when he was off, maybe 2 years ago, and maybe, yes, it can be a pulsing effect from that, but a pulsing effect from a full cycle of steroids a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe that's how long it stays in your system from a full cycle. Not from minimal fucking tainted supplements that you took off the shelf.
I have to find it a little hard to believe that he was doing a full cycle. Because it would be too hard to hide that. Like, if you're getting tested regularly, they're going to catch that shit right away.
John Jones had long periods of time where he was off.
But he wasn't in the testing pool?
The thing is, USADA didn't come around until maybe 2.5 years ago. They haven't been around for a long time.
No, that's true.
And there's been stories of John running under the ring, staying till the gym closes and the person leaves that came to test him, so he wouldn't be tested. These are all old stories before USADA. Joe asked Nowitzki about these, and Nowitzki's like, "Oh, well, that's before USADA." Like,
jeez, that's really shady.
It's all super shady. It seems like the UFC is going to bat for John. So here's another thing. Frank Mir tested for about the same thing, and Frank Mir asked them, "Can this be from a previous substance that that was tainted, or something that I might have taken before?" They said, "Absolutely not. It can't be." But for John, hey, let's move the whole car to California. I don't want them to make me hate the sport. If John's cheating, suspend him. Yeah. Don't cover it up.
Yeah, I agree.
And like I said, I'm a John Jones fan, and I want to see the guy fight. Either you guys legalize all these steroids, or you guys suspend every single person all the way through.
No, yeah, there was definitely a point in time where I was fairly big on John Jones, but I kind of fell off that after seeing time after time that he was unable to deliver for one reason or the other. More, and it often being as a result of him failing tests.
Dude, and I don't want to see this. I was wrong, dude. When DC came over, I was a big DC fan and a John Jones fan. Mm-hmm. But when DC decided to drop down to light heavyweight, I was like, oh shit, this is the guy that's gonna beat John Jones.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is gonna be the trilogy fight between him and John Jones. It's not gonna be. It could have been, but it's not gonna be. I thought DC was going to beat John Jones once. I thought John Jones was going to get the rematch and then come back and win the third one decisively. John Jones won the first one decisively, won the second one even more decisively. Like I said, I want to root for John Jones. I'm a fan of John Jones. I don't know what to think anymore, and he makes it really hard for me to be a fan of him. And he makes it a lot easier for me to be a DC fan. He makes me be more of a DC fan than I was, and that's hard to believe because I was 100% on DC even after the losses.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, then he can't beat John Jones. John Jones is the greatest, but DC is close second because I don't know who else can take on DC and beat him when we've all seen it. He says Kane, but they'll probably never fight.
Yeah, that's
besides them in the gym, which they do all the time. So we might have to take him at his word. But yeah, so that whole circus went down, and we had them fight this weekend. John Jones beat the shit out of Gustafsson. He wasn't fighting in Gustafsson's range. He was avoiding the boxing, which is Gustafsson's MO.
Right.
Gustafsson didn't get into rhythm. He got into rhythm late and started landing a couple more shots, but then John Jones, I think, kicked the leg a little bit more times and then picked up on what Gustafsson was doing and switched it up a little bit more. Decided to go for the takedown. Took him down, beat him up with elbows and punches to the side of the head, and the ref jumped in and stopped it.
Yeah.
I don't know no way you could blame the ref. He needed to jump in and stop.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can't let him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the co-main event, we had Amanda Nunes trying to capture I already mentioned, she did capture the 145-pound belt from Cyborg, which I was shocked. She did it, not only did she do it, but she did it in 50 seconds and by knockout.
That's insane, because Cyborg's a fucking badass.
Yeah, Cyborg had not been beaten like in 13 years. No one had beaten her. No one wanted to face her. This division, you know who this division consists of? Cyborg. Yeah. That's it. There's no one else in this division.
Yeah. The
top 10 or the top 15 is champion, Cyborg. That's it. I guess now Amanda Nunes and then number 1 would be Cyborg, but there's no one else. And I don't even... I guess Amanda Nunes would be part of both of them because she's champion in both of them. But the UFC has let a lot of promotional dollars slip through their hands. Amanda Nunes being a lesbian fighter, super marketable, which they haven't tapped into at all. She speaks English. She trains with her girlfriend at American Top Team. I think she's from a poor part of Brazil. I'm not sure exactly. Sorry if I'm misspeaking on that. But I hear she has a really good story. But what more do you want than she trains with her girlfriend? She's a lesbian, and she's a double champion that took out Miesha Tate, Ronda Rousey, and now Cyborg. Not to mention she beat Valentina Shevchenko, which is now the 125-pound champion. She had to drop down because that's her division.
Yeah.
Amanda Nunes is a beast. Cyborg came in rushing like a bull. Amanda Nunes, with the faster hands, landed a couple shots, angered Cyborg. Cyborg is like, all right, you want to hit me, I'm going to bully you. Amanda Nunes picked her shots and hurt Cyborg just with the more punches. She picked her shots. She let this girl get mad. She touched her up. Pop, pop. Cyborg was like, fuck you, bitch. I'm going to fuck you up. Amanda avoided it, used her better boxing, used Cyborg's anger on her.
Yeah.
That's some mind control shit right there. Like, that's part of it, too. That's what people don't understand in a fight. Like,
no, yeah, that's extremely strategic.
She got in her head by landing the first couple shots.
Like, that's...
and getting away. Pop, pop,
that's using the psychology to your advantage.
Using her own fucking forward pressure.
Yeah.
To stop her, man. Awesome win by Amanda Nunes, cementing herself as the third person ever to be a champ. Conor McGregor being the first, Daniel Cormier being the second, Amanda Nunes being the third. First female ever to do it.
Yeah.
Cementing herself as the greatest women's champion of all time over Ronda Rousey over Cyborg now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. She's a beast. In the third fight from the top, we had Michael Chiesa versus Carlos Condit. I'm pretty sad about this one. I'm a super big Carlos Condit fan. I love the Natural Born Killer, but to me, he's caught in between divisions.
Mm-hmm.
We need a 165-pound division. There isn't one.
Yeah.
There seems to be one that's going to open up soon, but they don't want to announce it. Chiesa moved up from 155 to fight at 170. Carlos has always been at 170. I think he's lost his last fucking 5 fights.
Jeez.
Yeah. Chiesa moving up from 155 looked bigger than the already 170-pound Carlos. They have the same body style, lanky, long, but Chiesa's back was huge. He looked beefier while moving up in his debut fight to 170. So I think Carlos is caught in between that weight. I think he needs a 165. He's a lot skinnier. I don't know. I think people have Carlos figured out. He's a phenomenal striker. He's got good ground game, but he gets out wrestled and he can be held down and beat up on the floor if you can stop his submissions. And in the striking department, he's not going to knock you out, but he's going to outpoint you. He'll land a lot of strikes. He'll outstrike you. But if you're forward pressuring him, you can kind of take him out of that. And if you know what he's doing, he kind of sticks to the same rhythm. So Chiesa kind of just worked the grappling on him, took him to the floor, and eventually got the Kimura. And a really nasty Kimura. So the Kimura usually works like this, where you're going to try to crank my arm up.
Right.
What he did is he kind of stretched it out like that and pulled it out like this.
Jeez.
It's almost where he straightened it out almost straight like this.
Holy shit.
Not like this.
No,
but
backwards.
Yeah,
and then
backwards.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Chiesa had some torque on it. He got him really bad. Possibly tore up this guy's shoulder. Sad to see for Carlos. Like I said, I think he needs either... I think he had a camp change, too. He needs 165 bad. I don't know what else. Brother. Brother Brutai. Let's see. The match before that, we had Corey Anderson versus Alir Latifi. Alir took the first round. Corey Anderson outworked him the next round. The next 2 rounds. Kind of a boring fight. Not too much there.
Yeah.
Chad Mendes gets knocked out. Gets the TKO loss by at the hands of Alexander the Great Volkanovski. Chad Mendes later retires a day or 2 later. It was a good fight. They had fight of the night. Good back and forth. I think Chad Mendes even dropped Alexander at one point, but quick recovery by Alexander. Eventually landed a body shot that folded Chad Mendes, and then he jumped on him, stopped the fight. Walt Harris versus Arlovsky, boring fight in the heavyweight division. Really does. Walt Harris is on the build. He's trying to rack up some wins with some names.
Yeah.
He had a nasty loss when he jumped in on late notice versus Verdum. Verdum fucked him up, but yeah. Megan Anderson versus Kat Zagano. Bad luck for Kat Zagano. 1 minute into the fight, she got kicked in the eye. She got poked in the eye by the big toe of Megan.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and it cut her eye.
Jeez,
And
that sounds
stopped the fight.
fucking
It stopped
bad.
the fight. So Megan gets the win because she cut her face.
right.
Yeah, and Peter Yan defeats Douglas Silva de Andrade. This was a good fight, but it was a corner stoppage. Douglas he was taking too much damage. You kind of don't see this, but the corner stopped it, which was a good call. He was getting beat, man. He was just taking unnecessary damage. Man, the 5th fight of the night, I think it was the opening card, or the opening fight of the card. Ryan Hall versus BJ Penn. This was sad. BJ Penn got submitted, bro. First round, like halfway into the fight, Ryan Hall throws like a jab, he throws a kick that wasn't really a kick. It was more to establish the range, and then he drops down for the I can't pronounce it. Imanari roll.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm looking at you like you would know. I'm pretty sure it's the Imanari roll. I never really practiced it that much. This is a super advanced technique. People want to be like, oh, you can't pronounce it? I'm like, dude, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You've never taken a class of jiu-jitsu. You could pronounce what it is, but you don't know the concept of it. You don't know what you're doing with it. Like, you don't know what the hell it is. It's a, you kind of throw yourself upside down and kind of go for a leg, and you go for a leg lock, and you kind of lock the leg to either go for a sweep.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen it.
Yeah.
It looks ridiculously hard to do.
Exactly.
And complicated.
Yeah. Like you drop and you kind of wrap up your legs on their legs, and you kind of you're almost in a heel hook position already at that point.
Yeah.
And then you can either go for the heel hook or for a sweep. He went for the leg lock right away, and BJ turned away from it, which led into more torque. So Ryan Hall was going this way, and BJ was going this way, and that's how the knee joints were going. One joint was going this way, and BJ went like this and instantly tapped, and it looked like his knee was fucked up instantly.
Shit.
Yeah, BJ turned the wrong way on that, and because it was a quick grab, quick Imanari roll by Ryan Hall, and they say he's like the master of that. So go check that out. Go subscribe to the Full Heel Podcast Fight Club on Facebook page. I always upload highlight videos and stuff like that. Nathaniel Wood versus Andre Ewell. I don't remember that fight. I saw it, but I don't remember it. Uriah Hall versus Benvin Lewis. Uriah Hall won by a KO punch early in the third round. He was getting beat. Outstruck. Surprisingly, Uriah Hall's a great striker, but he was getting beat up by Benvin Lewis. Eventually came out with the KO victory. Uriah Hall's streaky. We'll see where he goes with this. Curtis Melander picks up the decision win over Siyar Bahadurzada. Bahadurzada is super tough. Takes a ton of shots. He doesn't get knocked out easily. I think this is Melander's second fight in the UFC off the Contender Series. So, good for him. First fight, we had Montel Jackson versus Brian Kelleher. Darce choke for Montel Jackson. That was the fight card for UFC 232. Thanks a lot for bearing with me on that. Jesus Juice, I just wanted to go over it for the MMA fans.
I mainly only saw the two fights that you mentioned off the top with Nunez, and then the other fight with John Jones. Mm-hmm. I read the highlights on that. I didn't even watch them, but anything after that, I was like, eh.
Did you see that Floyd Mayweather is doing WWE now?
I hadn't heard, no.
So he fought in Rizin against Tenshin Nakazawa. I don't know if you saw that.
I heard like all the build up to it.
Yes.
But I didn't see it. I heard it, I followed it, but I didn't see the actual fight. Yeah, apparently the dude he fought is legit what a kickboxer?
Yeah, he's a MMA fighter, kickboxer, and he was gonna box Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of good things about him. He's pretty legit, pretty good at he's pretty good with the kickboxing. Mm-hmm. Very very much up and comer and still very talented.
I'll tell you what he's not good at. Acting or flopping. Because that's what he was doing against Floyd Mayweather. He was flopping all over the place. I'll show you a couple highlights and you give people your reaction.
Oh man.
Yeah. You saw that, right?
Oh man.
What'd you think of that? Right there. Was that legit?
That's pretty bad selling.
Yeah, right? That was a pretty horrible sell.
You're gonna go down, fucking go down.
Yeah. It's either box him and get hit hard or learn how to sell. And I know you didn't have enough time, Tenshin, but Like, this is pretty sad. Like, do you see that?
Yeah, he's completely out of his element, and he doesn't know what to do. It seems like.
So, do you know the story behind this?
I vaguely know it.
Yeah. So
It's very hazy in my memory somewhere.
okay. So 1 week out of nowhere. Look how fake that looks, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So 1 week out of nowhere, we get
this was on New Year's Eve.
yeah. 1 week out of nowhere, we get an announcement that Floyd Mayweather is gonna fight this kid, Tenzin Nakasawa. That
Right.
I had heard of maybe once or twice for landing like a super badass kick and getting a knockout in Ryzen.
Right. That's what I had heard too. And that's when I forget where I heard it, but wherever it was that I heard it, they started going off on how good this guy was with his kicks and this, that, and the other. And then I actually looked him up. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, it seems pretty legit, but I think they're both going to be a little bit out of their element.
Yeah. Next time, ask me what you want. You should have asked me. You should know better, Jesus. You should have asked me. So right away, I was like, okay, this is complete bullshit. Floyd Mayweather is no way in hell gonna risk his 50-0. He's not gonna risk looking or getting embarrassed in any way whatsoever in a combat sports sort of fashion. He's never gonna kickbox. He's never gonna do MMA. He's never gonna do anything outside of boxing, and he's not gonna box Canelo. This is like, as soon as I saw that match was made, I'm like, this is fake. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Even when he said it, I'm like, there's got to be something. There's something, because nothing was. There was no. Only the venue was named and the two people were named. There was no rules. There was no time limit. There was nothing.
Yeah.
No rounds. And people were like, oh, they said they're gonna add kicks, and I'm like, there's not gonna be kicks. And they're like, oh, there's gonna be elbows. I'm like, there's not gonna be elbows. And people are like, well, watch. Like, oh, Mayweather wants to sell himself to. I'm like, no, he doesn't. And then they had a press conference, and Mayweather's all for it, and he's like, yeah, I want to do this for the people, blah, blah. Then he flies over to the USA, and after he flies over to the USA, it's called off. And then he's like, I never agreed to anything. These guys made a promotional video without my fucking blah, blah, blah. The sequence might be out of order, but ultimately he calls it off. Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, okay, whatever. I wasn't going to watch it anyway. Then a week later, it's on. As an exhibition match, 3 rounds. I forget how many minutes. I think it's 3-minute rounds. And it's boxing rules. And I'm like, see, I told everyone. It's an exhibition match, first of all. It doesn't count for anyone's record. Second of all, I'm like, told you, no kicks, no elbows. It's a boxing rules. And then it's 3 rounds of exhibition. No one's record's going to get affected by this. It's helping no one. But apparently this is how they do it in Japan. I didn't know. Apparently they get the big star to go in there and beat the young comer up to give him the rub. And Mayweather has a rub.
Yeah.
You fight Mayweather, you get a lot of money, and you might get popular. He's got a rub.
I don't. After seeing that, I don't see how it helps.
Yeah, I don't see how that helps either. That was 100% fake.
Yeah.
You telling me that wasn't fake?
I'm not disagreeing. It looked awful.
Yeah. That kid needs to learn how to sell. He would not make it in the WWE or in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
He should just stick to what he knows.
He's a good kickboxer and he's a good MMA fighter, turning into one. But he horribly sold Mayweather's knockdowns or his punches. He flopped. He flopped a bunch of times, and they stopped it right away. Which I don't blame them for that one. You got to stop a horrible fucking match.
Yeah.
But the fact that people took this seriously is what I was like, what? Like, they thought it was a real match, and like, oh, does this affect the records? And I'm like, you guys are stupid. You guys are fucking dumb.
Yeah, when I first heard about it, I was like, I followed it, but not enough. It didn't generate enough interest for me. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it didn't. I didn't watch it till the highlights came out. I hope no one paid for that. I think it was you had to pay for it to get on Ryzen, and I think he got paid $9 million to do that.
Jesus.
Yeah, exhibition match for $9 million, $3 million a match or a round. Sorry.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
I guess he doesn't come cheap.
Nope, he doesn't. It's Mayweather. Money Mayweather, baby. Money Mayweather. I've been keeping up with NXT too much, which I should.
Wait, how much longer do you think Mayweather goes before it just calls it quits, moves on to something else?
I don't know. I don't want to see him fight anyone else.
He doesn't have to.
I don't want to see him fight. I don't want to see this one. I didn't till after. I didn't pay. Like, I saw the highlights.
Yeah, I don't think he has anything to prove.
No, I think he should be retired. The only person that he should come back and fight is Canelo. Canelo fought him super young. Come back and fight Canelo. Now that Canelo has got more experience. But
maybe that should be his last fight.
But Mayweather's too old. People say he's too old, and time caught up with him. Maybe Mayweather feels the age.
I could see that.
I
could definitely see that.
Canel's not even 30, I think. He's about to be.
He's about to be, yeah.
But Mayweather's 40, so. I would say that would be the only fight that people should pay for and it makes sense would be him versus Canelo.
Yeah.
I don't see anything else.
But I mean, you're right given the circumstances. I don't know if it's a smart thing to do. Unless you want to unless if you're Mayweather and you're ready to go out, you want to go out on your back, sure. Or you don't mind going out on your back, having that one on your record. But I don't think he has anything to prove.
No. I think he should stay retired. And if he wants to keep on doing these exhibition matches, go ahead, dude. Get your money. Get your $9 million a match. Exhibition match. Who am I to get mad, right? It's an exhibition match.
No, that's true. Yeah, get paid. Why not?
$9 million for an exhibition match? Fuck yeah. Do it. Do it, brother. What do you think of Ronda Rousey on the main roster so far? It's been a year?
We're coming up on a year, yeah.
A Royal Rumble? She debuted at Royal Rumble, right?
She didn't actually debut
but
in ring until
That-
WrestleMania.
Okay.
But
Yeah, she came in and cut a couple of tosses, right?
yeah.
Okay, I remember. Yeah.
It's been okay. Now, but now they've kind of worked themselves into the problem of how do we get this belt off of this badass that this former UFC fighter, she's this badass, ass kicker. How do we get this belt off her?
Yeah, they have built themselves in a corner, and I don't know how they do it. Besides Charlotte or Becky winning the Royal Rumble and challenging her at Mania.
I can see that. I'd rather Becky do it.
Becky's got some heat on her.
Yeah.
She's got some white hot heat on her.
Yeah. She's the man.
Yeah. Did you see her yesterday on SmackDown?
No.
John Cena came out and
Oh, actually, I watched like the entirety of SmackDown in like 5 minutes.
the ups and downs.
Yeah.
She came down and had a match with John Cena.
Yeah.
Not against him, but
No, it was
tagging
like a
with-
mixed tag thing.
Yeah, and he put her over pretty much.
Yeah.
He tried to shake her hand at the end of the match, and she went boom, hit him with the
Yeah.
yeah. So
What do you think of John Cena's hair?
he looked pretty funny.
Yeah.
He's looking older. He's definitely
Yes.
looking older, but still dressing the same.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Bumblebee. I don't know if I'm going to.
I wouldn't mind seeing it.
I saw Aquaman.
Believe that?
What? Did you say believe it?
Yeah.
Are you not gonna watch it?
Probably not.
Why not? Jason Momoa's in it. He's so dreamy.
I don't know how interested I am in Aquaman.
What do you mean?
Like I saw, what is it, Batman vs Superman?
I've never seen that one. I heard it sucks.
It's pretty bad, and for me, this Aquaman, pretty much anything that's being put out by DC,
Yeah.
with the exception of Suicide Squad, has that Batman vs Superman stink.
Did you like Suicide Squad?
I did actually.
I did like Suicide Squad as well. Some of my friends did it, and they're no longer my friends. No. No, some of my friends didn't like it, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I get it. And I'm like, but what did you want? I'm like, did you want like a story fucking movie with B characters, like with B evil characters? Like they're all evil characters that team up. And that's the movie. Like you got what you got. Again, it was good. The action was good. I'm like, would you want more Joker? I'm like, he's not part of the Suicide Squad. He's the Joker.
Right, and the Joker's getting his own
Spin-off with what's his name?
Johnny Cash.
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, he was Johnny Cash.
Yeah. I wonder how that's going to be, that origin story of the Joker.
I don't know how much interest is there on my end for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Aquaman just doesn't seem to get my attention.
I thought it was a good movie.
I'll give it a chance.
Mm-hmm.
If
You and Heel Girlfriend should go see it.
yeah, she would check it out
Oh, dude.
because of
She's going to go fucking crazy over Momoa.
because of him. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got his shirt off all day. Swimming all wet.
He looks like Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good movie. Saw it with the nephews. You saw Into the Spider-Verse?
No.
Come on, Juice.
Something else I want to check out.
That's a
That
good
I wanna
movie.
check
That's
out,
a good
yeah.
movie.
That I for sure want to check out.
You see Bohemian Rhapsody?
No.
Get out of my house.
I've heard it was good though.
Get out of my house.
Mr. Robot.
This is over with. I'm ending this interview, guys. Sorry. No, that was good. I like Bohemian Rhapsody. Love Queen. Movie was great.
I actually over the weekend got into Freddie Mercury's solo stuff.
I did not know he had solo stuff.
Yeah.
Till the movie.
Yeah,
The movie mentions it. How good is the solo stuff? I heard it wasn't that good.
It's very much like Queen. like it might as well be Queen.
But it's not Queen.
No, it's just Freddie Mercury. But it might as well be Queen. I think Queen does backing vocals on some of his solo work.
Oh, the members?
Yeah,
Yeah, why not? You're getting paid.
yeah. So, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. It might as well be Queen.
All right, Jesus. I'm going to bring this episode to a close with your knockout and your submission of the year. If they're not off the top of your head, it's all good. I'll give you mine because I'm pretty sure you don't have one loaded up.
I don't have one.
Yeah. My knockout of the year is Yair Rodriguez over Korean Zombie. I don't know if you saw this one. Did you? No.
No, I'm gonna say
Here,
no.
I got you, bro.
Yeah, let's check.
I got you. We'll check it out. You guys go on YouTube. If not, like I said, join the Fight Club. It's Korean Zombie versus Chain Sang-jang. The Korean Zombie. Let's just come up in a second. Jesus, look. Keep watching. You saw that?
Shit.
You see that?
Like
It's
happened
it's
so.
gonna- it's gonna
That
replay
happened
it.
so fast. Jeez.
It's gonna replay it. What are you seeing, Jesus? Tell the people. A lot of people want to say this was fight of the year. I didn't think so. I thought Yair was losing the whole fight. Maybe he won like a round or two, and then he won this fight with that. And it was like the last second too. Like it was ridiculous. Like literally the last second.
So
Those were the last 10 seconds where he was raising up his hands like, eh.
yeah.
And then when the Korean Zombie came in, and then he went, get that.
So right now we have Rodriguez in the middle of the octagon.
He broke his feet.
Holy shit!
He fucked up his feet from kicking the whole fight. Here we go, the move of the fight. Zombie landing a jab, trying to jab with a second.
Oh,
Yair ducks under and throws an elbow that lands perfectly. Look at that. Ducks under the jab. Boom!
holy shit! That almost seemed unintentional.
Right?
Like
So here's the thing.
a desperation kind of thing.
So here's the thing. Yair had been landing that shot the whole time and throwing it the whole time. Spinning ones and that one. He had been trying to set it up the whole fight. And he had been landing a lot of them, but none of them really knocked him out or landed with that power. What had happened was it was the last 10 seconds. Korean Zombie got baited in. The forward pressure and him coming forward, the forward movement of Korean Zombie and his feet being out of place and him not being under himself, and that exact moment of him getting hit on the chin, put him out. That's it. He had been hit with that many times. It hadn't put him out, and then he's coming in and he's off. This is my submission of the year. I'll go back to it. Yeah, so that was my knockout of the year, and you could just copy my homework and just do the same ones. You'll get an A.
I totally agree with you there.
Yeah.
Like no contest.
Well, I showed it to you. You saw that. Didn't you see that?
I did see that. Yeah.
And here's Zabit Magomedsharipov versus Brandon Davis, and this is a banana split. They call it. So right here, as you can see, Jesus, Zabit has Brandon Davis's back, like a rear naked choke almost. He's got the hooks in, almost. He's got the body triangle in. And Brandon Davis is going to try to stand up, and you'll see what happens.
And he's gonna regret it.
Yeah. So he tries to stand up,
Holy
and Zabit grabs one of his legs and just starts yanking back. And it's a hamstring stretch.
Yeah.
And,
that looked awful.
Yeah.
Can I try that on you?
Let me try that. Let me demonstrate it on you first. Let's see. That would be my submission of the year, because we don't see a lot of banana splits. But what's funny is that night we saw two of those submissions by the same team members.
Like part of the same camp?
Yeah, part of the same camp. We saw them both get banana splits in similar fashions. Let's see. I'm trying to find this weekend's. Let's see. Shit. Let's see what UFC submission of the year. Oh, they gave it to Cowboy Cerrone versus Mike Perry. He fought Mike Perry not too long ago, and he actually broke Mike Perry's arm with that arm bar. Jeez. It was pretty vicious. Oh, they actually gave you 4 different ones, right? Oliveira breaking the submission versus Gigas. Yeah. They gave you C as the Sharipov one, the one that I had is mine. They put it as D. Let's see. Maybe I could find it. I don't know why I don't have it. My fighter of the year, Israel. I would probably say DC. I don't know. Amanda Nunes just got 2 belts too. Up and comer, Israel Adesanya, fighter of the year, DC. Can you show fucking BJ Penn? Let's see. I want to show you BJ Penn submission because people were voting for that one as well. It just happened this weekend, so I kind of didn't count it all too much. Should be coming up right now. Let's see. No BJ Penn getting. I'm telling you, it was a quick leg lock. You gotta take my word for it.
Okay.
Yeah, it
No,
was.
pull it up. See if you can pull it up.
Let's see. There it is. Thank you, YouTube.
That's all you had to do.
Yeah. Fucking Facebook usually helps me out. This time I was digging and it wasn't there. It's because I didn't share it this time. I usually share it, and then I'll just go to my page, and I can pull it up all in the quicks. This was BJ Penn versus Uriah Hall. Look at this. Ooh. You see how BJ went that way, and Uriah Hall went this way?
Yeah.
So BJ turned away from the torque, which is what Uriah Hall wants. Because that's what torque is. BJ went this way, and Uriah Hall went this way on the knee joint.
Right. And that's torque. The torque is basically causing
Ligament damage.
unwanted pressure on the knee.
Which is ligament damage.
Yeah.
Which is the worst thing that you could do. That's why they do not teach leg locks till blue belt or brown belt level belts. You need to have a lot of experience. We were taught not very little, but we were taught some leg lock shit because we had amateur fights, and there were possibilities of getting leg locked. So we needed to know how to escape them. It was deep right away, man. And BJ was worried about the second leg that was grabbed while fucking Uriah Hall was focusing on the leg he was going to tear up.
Yeah.
Right away, dude. Right away. And BJ grabs the leg. He knows something's up. What would you say? What was the... what would you say is the better of the two submissions? What would your submission of the year be?
Between those two?
Yeah.
This one with Ryan Hall and BJ Penn.
Yeah, that one. That one gets your vote.
Yeah.
Bastard. Hate you.
It looks. I don't even know what word to use.
Yeah,
it just looks ghastly.
Yeah.
Like, I would not want to be on the receiving end of that. I could just see that knee and all the torque that was being put on there. I couldn't. It's hard to watch.
BJ Penn, one of the fastest black belts, got submitted on his probably the last fight in the UFC. Pretty sad.
It's goddamn hard to watch.
I got nothing else, Jesus. You got anything?
Yeah, I got nothing.
I'm gonna Imanari roll you right now when the cameras are off. That's about it.
I mean, you said that kind of seductively, so.
So you're gonna let me do it?
No, I'm gonna get the hell out of here.
I want to thank you for coming. I hope you come more frequently.
Yeah. I mean, I told you I'll be here more now.
And
because I can.
To all the fans out there that have been wondering where I was being lazy, and the holidays were here, so I had not been recording. I didn't have any fight campaigns either. These guys were busy these past couple of weeks. Jesus doesn't come around for fight campaigns. He can if he wants to. He's more than welcome to.
Well, now I'll have a...
Yeah. They're usually Saturdays because the fights are Saturday.
Yeah, but now I'll have a little bit more of
more free
schedule.
time.
Yeah.
The 19th, if you're free, let me know. Frankie's gonna come over. We're gonna have it's the first ESPN card.
Oh, nice.
Because UFC switching over to ESPN.
Right.
So.
Right. They're which is interesting how things work, because now WWE is going
to FS1.
The FS1.
Yeah, which is gonna be interesting.
Yep.
Again, I want to thank you for coming on. Not in my face.
We talked about this off air, but maybe the next time I'll be on camera. But there's one condition. That condition is we both have to get the replica belt from Target.
I'm getting that soon.
I'm probably gonna pick it up this weekend.
Yeah, since I have the gauntlet, the replica gauntlet. If you guys haven't checked it out, check out my video. I have an unboxing on it. Now I have my the Black Panther helmet. I have that. I want that belt now since that was a gift and I got that replica for $50. Buying the replica WWE title won't be that hard of a hit to take because I didn't have to take that much of a hit with these.
Yeah. The belt that we're referring to, they at any Target, really. If you live near a Target, wherever you're listening,
it was a Toys R Us exclusive. But
it used to be a Toys R Us exclusive. Now Target has it. Go to the toy section. They have this replica belt.
Acrylic.
It's an acrylic plastic on like a fake leather. It's like $100.
I'm getting it.
It's supposed to be like a scale.
I'm getting it. Yeah.
A scale version of it, and
we're not tapping them.
We won't tap them. We will damage the fuck out of them.
I'm getting it, and it's going somewhere on that shelf behind me. I hope you guys appreciate the display. You guys can see my video games. I need to get a better camera so you guys can actually see the labels and the titles on there. I will get a better camera sooner rather than later. Keep saying it, I just never have.
Yeah. I'm open to being on camera if we both have the belts. That's the condition.
So about that, they would have to be tag team championships.
We can get tag team.
Because let me tell you something, brother.
We can be
podcast
tag team champions.
To Full Heel Podcast Studios, flaunting that belt, you're gonna have another thing coming, brother.
I'm not gonna lose my belt.
Yo, don't come into Full Heel Podcast Studios.
Next time I'm here,
strutting around with that belt.
Next time I'm here,
thinking you ain't gonna get Hogan leg drop.
The next time I'm here, I will have that belt. And I'm not gonna get Hogan leg dropped.
Don't get Hogan leg dropped.
Because I'm gonna slam you.
Oh yeah, brother.
Like how I slammed that dirty.
Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. R.I.P. Mean Gene. I'll put on my goddamn Black Panther helmet. Put on my goddamn Infinity Gauntlet.
I will dig up my Macho Man costume.
Do it, bro. Do it. I'll put on my Rey Mysterio mask. We'll have Rey Mysterio versus Macho Man. Fat Rey Mysterio. But
versus short Macho Man.
Yeah. Fat Mysterio Jr. But yeah, thanks once again for joining me. I need to do a lot more of these. I say it that I need to do more of these. I just need to do them when news is out and just do them real quick, even if it's a quick 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Just give you guys my thoughts on the quicks and still have these podcasts and then have one with you anyway.
Yeah.
Still keep it to Fight Companions.
It's always fun being here.
Yeah. If you guys haven't checked out the podcast before, go ahead and subscribe, rate and review, please. There's over 200 episodes. I know it says episode 85, but long story short, me and Jesus started the first 10. Jesus dipped out. I did Fight Companions, which aren't numbered. And then I started doing numbered episodes after doing a ton of Fight Companions. And I just started numbering them when they weren't Fight Companions. So the Fight Companions aren't numbered. They're just Fight Companions, which are live events and my reactions to UFC fight cards. And then we have normal episodes, which are just like this. And this is number 85. But like I said, there's over 200 episodes of Full Heel Podcast. So please subscribe. It's on iTunes, on Stitcher. Subscribe on YouTube for the video quality. If you want to check out my unboxings, I have them on there. I just resubscribed to Menlo Club, which is a 5 Forward Club, and they did a whole bunch of other collaborations with stuff. I'll be doing unboxings for them. Hopefully they give me a, sponsorship of sorts, and just give me free clothes, and I'll do fucking... If I can get views on that shit, it'll be awesome. They might do something like that. Please subscribe on all those platforms. Please rate and review. Like I said, subscribe. Share this shit. Add people to the fucking group on Facebook, even if they don't fucking know about it, they know about Full Heel Podcast. Just add them. If they don't like it, they could fucking leave. If they like wrestling, they could stay. Even if they don't like wrestling, they should fucking stay. Because they got to go through it and look for the button to leave. And most people don't want to fucking do that. So just add them, and they'll be part of the fucking Full Heel Podcast fight group. Because I fucking need people. I want people to join this. I want this group to expand. I want to thank the people that helped me do it. I want to thank the people that are involved right now. Anyone that, listens to the podcast, likes it, shares, rate, and reviews. I love you, Jesus. I'll see you guys next time on the Full Heel Podcast, brother.
Yep. Peace.
So I fuck your bitch, you fat motherfucker.